Hello, my man. What a pleasure to connect with you again. Today, I want to talk about presence, not Christmas presents. Presence. To be present in the moment, to be engaged with the environment around us, to be connected with our felt sense of experience. You see, this modern age has us living up here, between the ears. That analytical mind, that intellectual thinker, constantly analysing and assessing and judging and critiquing and It's no wonder people are so anxious, because they've brought all their attention and their awareness into this little mind of theirs. That in itself is a very limited place to exist from. The archetype of the geek or the professor comes to mind. The big brain, the big head, and the frail body. Just vulnerable to life because they have not cultivated deep presence in the world. We must engage with our environment and we must claim the space around us. This is something that's taken me a long time to grasp, the majority of my life to even recognize, but then the last couple of years to really cultivate and come into. Prior to this, I grew up apologizing for taking up space. Never really considered it. Don't want to be selfish. We hear no manspreading, no putting your legs out too wide. Selfish to be greedy. Don't take up people's time and space and energy. Don't disturb people. Don't stand out. Don't rock the boat. Absolute limitation on my life. And as a result, the energy is withdrawn, it's introverted. And that whole idea of extrovert, introvert, more labels, more limitations, more identities to hold to justify your position. What if you were much more than that? What if you were a human being capable of connecting with others as a tribal, social being, and also capable of reflecting and thinking and pondering and being alone and being internal and exploring those worlds? That's the full spectrum of life, my friend. We need access to both. In my opinion, we should look for weaknesses in our own personal being and self, looking for them so that we can finally address them. So for me personally, coming into the world to say, hello, I'm Lewis McDonald and I'm here. I'm in the room now. Power of presence is a wonderful thing. And as a man, your male masculine presence is everything. It brings in a level of confidence as well as a level of trust that make others feel safe and garners others' respect as a result. If we think of women in this world, why do they wear such colourful, fancy outfits and dresses, and they're always changing them all of the time, and they're always changing their hairstyles and their makeup and their colourful lips and all kinds of stuff? Why is that? In the same way a flower would be so brightly coloured and blooming in its peak of summertime, they want to be seen. I believe that all women, the secret in their heart is, does he see me? Does he love me? Does he want me? Am I beautiful? They want to be seen by the man that they desire. They want to be seen. So if you're a married man or you're in a relationship, this is another thing. So many men, they bag the woman, they get her in the kitchen, they get her in the house, and then quest complete, check it off the list, and they become complacent. They think that they only need to rescue her from the dragon once in their life, and once they're married and the ring's on her, job done. It's no wonder you suffer with a sexless marriage. But anyways, I digress. Back to this masculine presence. It's this presence, this overseeing that creates containment, whether it's with women, children, other fellow men. Containment. And to be present to what is. Not everything needs to be fixed in life. Not everything needs to be changed. So how can we develop our capacity to tolerate? How can we develop our ability to contain the chaos of life and not get swept over, to not get overwhelmed by it? How can we simply witness it and see it for what it is, with clarity, with perception, not projection, not judgment, but perception, as we take this in, to perceive something for what it truly is, to see the nature of reality. There's layers and levels and depths to this that most human beings are up here. How many people have we met? The ignorant experts of the world that have lived their life reading books, lived their life in those books, but they've not experienced life. They don't really know what they're talking about. They think they know what they're talking about, but they don't really have an embodied sense of it, a tangible felt experience of, boom, I have this. That's wisdom. Wisdom is the embodiment of direct experience with life. Knowledge, yeah, you get knowledge on YouTube in every book you read. Knowledge can be acquired from others without direct experience. But your level of comprehension will be limited to the extent that you have not truly experienced that. We can talk about, oh, they're the pinnacle of excellence. These athletes or these entrepreneurs or these people, the pinnacle of excellence. And we can talk about them all day if we like. But without the felt experience of excellence inside of us, how can we relate? How can we truly know what that feels like? And that's what I'm curious about. That's the mountain I'm looking at right now from where I'm standing, the pinnacle of excellence. How can I become and arrive at the pinnacle of my excellence, my potential as a unique human being? And I'd like to invite you to consider that within yourself as well. How can you become a pinnacle of excellence? I mean, what does that look like for you, my man? What does that look like? But yes, the power of presence, to be here in this moment, to open, to connect, to engage, beyond narrative, beyond judgment, to connect, to engage, to perceive, and to then relate to relate to the experience, not to judge the experience, not to shut down from the experience, not to be overwhelmed by the experience, but to relate and respond to. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, and it opens up every dimension of your life. If you can be present and current to who you are today, not yesterday. Every day you wake up, you're a different person. Things have changed in your body. Things have changed in your beliefs. You've had dreams during the night that can be rather life-altering in themselves. You're always changing. Everything about you is changing. And we see it in nature. The cyclical seasons are always changing. There's new leaves on the trees every single year. That same tree that you're looking at every day is not exactly the same tree entirely. The leaves are completely renewed every year. And if we will allow ourselves, we too can also be completely renewed to the extent that we're willing to let go of the past, to let go of the story, or to change the story. To change the story and look forward to that new horizon, considering what does the pinnacle of excellence look like to you? Because wow, isn't that something to consider? What's everything you could be over there that you haven't been yet? Connect with that, lean into that. Because what happens is we drop into these forward-focusing and forward-facing questions is that we open ourselves up to the power of creation itself. We become creative in nature. This is a creative question. It's a creative question. It's not a judgmental question. It's not a shut down question. It's a creative question. We're opening up to something new. And if we look at the people in the world here, who are the successful ones? The successful ones are those that are creating in life. The unsuccessful ones are the great consumers. They eat, take, and they never give back. They never produce anything of value, of contribution. The creators in this world, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you need to be the next Elon Musk, for goodness sake. That guy is something else. There's people creating marvelous, wholesome families. They're creating children in their life. They're raising children. They're creating amazing relationships. They're creating friendships. They're creating all kinds of opportunities in their life. Entertainment, art, poetry, cakes, all kinds of different things. What do you want to create in this world? Because all you need to do, my friend, is connect with what you want to create in the world and start moving towards it. Start bringing things into life. That is the purpose of life, in my opinion. To connect with who we are, as well as connecting to that divinely inspired vision for our life. What a wonderful thing. Why would we not step into that? Well, tell you why you might not step into that. If you're still clinging on to the past and the old social programming, don't stand out, don't show off, don't be boastful, don't be arrogant. What if you're just naturally great at what you do? What if you're just remarkable in your skill and it's not showing off and it's not boastful and it's not arrogant? What if you're just genuinely great and that's the fact of life and you know it and everyone else knows it, but you're denying it in yourself, you're holding yourself back? This is something that we need to reconcile as a culture. Certainly in this Western world, certainly in Great Britain, Scotland, England. Goodness me. So modest. We're still in the Victorian era here. Yes, we might have lost the corsets and everything like this, but mentally, psychologically, the corset is still tight. Humans are restricted, retracted, and fearful about giving their opinions, fearful about being direct with what they need and what they want in their life. And they hide behind and masquerade their way through life with this mask on, with this veneer of perfection, of I'm everybody's friend. Please like me. Hopefully I can fit in. You're still trying to fit in psychologically to your friends in school. That same psychological pattern is running through it. Institutionalized, they call it. Yes, we might leave the classroom, but do we leave the impressions that classroom left on our mind? Something to consider. Till next time.